Hello, YouTubers, Buster Gundo here. After completing and platinuming Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice on PS4, I'll be giving you guys a spoiler-free review. As per usual, I'll be going over the good, the bad, what I would have changed, and my final score out of 5 and 10. So let's get down to business, shall we? Starting off with the good things. Number 1 was the story. I enjoyed it and paid attention to each cutscene, wanting to know what happened next. It kept me engaged throughout. Number 2 would be boss and character design. I enjoyed the looks of each boss, making them unique to each of their respective domains. Number 3 would be the sound design. Now, the best way to enjoy this game would be with headphones, apparently, but since I was streaming this game and needed to be alert for emergency reasons, I didn't use them. Nonetheless, I enjoyed it. The last good thing would be the achievements. Now, for those of you who aren't interested in trophy hunting, this won't concern you. But for the trophy hunters out there, this game's trophies are not too difficult in a good way, with the exception of one trophy. More about that later. Now, with that out of the way, let's move on to the bad things, shall we? Now, for the first bad thing, remember how on the good side I mentioned that one achievement? This is where I mention it. There was one achievement in the game where you had to get all 44 lore stones. In my version of the game, I didn't have an update where apparently the developers made it easier to chapter select and keep track of which ones you did or didn't collect. Now, don't quote me on that, because I could very well be wrong. But to me, getting that annoying trophy took me an entirely new playthrough with a detailed walkthrough in hand to get all 44 more stones. Not fun at all. Second bad thing would be, mild spoiler, all the screaming Senua does in a certain part of the game. Now, to not spoil it, I won't say exactly where, but when you play the game yourself, you'll get what I mean. Third and last bad thing would be the inability to skip cutscenes. Now, I get that this is very story-focused or heavy game, but come on. If I am playing the game a second time, I'd like to be able to skip the cutscenes. Is that too much to ask? If the devs have fixed this in a patch, I apologize in advance. Now, with the good and bad out of the way, let's transition to what I would have fixed. I would have given this game a chapter select from the jump. That would have made getting that trophy a whole lot easier, in my opinion. I also would have completely cut out a certain glowing puzzle section, as that just irritated me that you had to be so precise when you could clearly see the answers, but just weren't in the exact right angle to complete the symbols. Next thing I'd have fixed would be to give each chapter a clear-cut beginning and ending. I say this in a sense where if you were low on time, you could clearly tell if a new chapter would be about to start / end. It would also make streaming the game a whole lot easier, as people like myself could split the stream by chapters, or at least be able to timestamp them easier. Last but not least, the subtitles. Now, for those of you who don't use subtitles, this need not apply. But to the people who do use them, it would really help with the subtitles match the dialogue to a T, as there are times when the subtitles and audio don't match at all. But with all that out of the way, here's my final scores out of 5 and 10. Final score out of 5, 4.5. Final score out of 10, 8. Overall, I highly recommend this game and will be looking forward to the sequel when I have the equipment to play it. For those of you who made it this far, I thank you for your time and patience. For those who watched me stream this game from start to finish, and for those who will hopefully watch in the future, thanks as well. So with this review all wrapped, it's time for me to say one more thing. As I say this time and every time, Buster Gundo is signing out for now. Be safe, be smart, be silent, for whatever is done in darkness eventually comes to light. Be safe out there.